This is just a quick overview of the generator we got from Costco. It's a Champion dual fuel generator. Dual fuel meaning it can run on propane or gasoline. It's 9,000 starting, 7,000 running on gasoline, and 8,100 starting, 6,300 running on propane. We got it on sale for $5.99. Normally it's $7.99, and I've seen that go on sale about twice a year, and it's, in my opinion, it's a really good deal. This generator also puts out a clean power output, meaning it will be less than 5% total harmonic distortion. Some of the other generators this size will be up to 20%, and that will cause you to have problems running your computers or any other sensitive electronics. We bought this thing mainly to run our house during a power outage. It can run everything in our house, including our well pump. The only thing it can't do is the central air, which I'm okay with. You know, we have a little small window unit we can throw in if we need to. As far as the reliability of this thing, I can't really say a whole lot about it yet. I only have 2 hours on it. But if it's anything like their inverter generators, this should be pretty good. I have a 2,000 watt inverter from Champion that I use for powering my shed, which is too far from my house to run electric to it. And that thing has been solid. So I don't expect any different out of this. You know, to get two of the same style units in either a Honda or a Yamaha, you're going to be spending around $4,000, which I just couldn't justify. These things are, you know, any generator is going to last as long as you take care of it. One of the nice features about this thing is it has electric start, and it comes with a battery. You just have to hook it up, and with the electric start, it has a maintainer for keeping the battery up, and all you have to do is plug it into the wall. And this generator also will charge the battery when it is running. Some people in some of the reviews have said that it does not do that. Mine does. I don't know if they just have an older unit or if they didn't hook something else up right, but mine will charge it. One of the other nice little features they did is they have this hose coming off the block, and that just goes up and clamps to the side. That's actually for draining the oil out for doing oil changes. Makes it a lot easier. The other thing this thing will come with is a 3-foot propane hose. This is for hooking up to a grill tank. You can get it to hook to a 100-pound tank, but you're going to need an adapter. I just have a longer hose that I can use to hook up to one of the 100-pound tanks that I have. And I also have a 500-gallon tank that I could use as well, but I'd rather not. That's just mainly for the heat for the house. This also comes with a 25-foot cable that will hook up into the 240-volt plug on the front. And it does have 4 120-volt outlets on it. You know, it's pretty nice, but I have yet to use it. I don't plan on needing to use it. We're hoping to have this thing wired into our circuit panel with a interlock switch here soon. And over here you have your little selector switch to go from propane to gas. Right now we have it set to run off propane. To go to gas, you just got to turn this to the off position, slide this over, and then turn the valve for the gas on. And that's it. You can only do this when the unit is off. And we only plan to run it on propane just because it's cleaner burning, it's better for the engine. You don't have to worry about any kind of ethanol that may be in the gasoline, and also it's safer to store it. And in a power outage, you know, we have 2 100-pound tanks already sitting here at the house that we can use. Gasoline may be hard to come by. So a 100-pound tank will run this thing for 24 hours straight. Not that we'd ever run it for 24 hours straight, but it could. And here in the front, you have a L530 plug, a L1430, which is your 240 volt, and then 2 GFCI 120 volt plugs here and over here. And as far as the sound goes on this thing, it's really not too bad. You know, it's a big generator. Some people will complain that it's too loud, but either they don't have very much experience with generators, or they are just used to like the Hondas, which are an inverter style, and those are a lot quieter, but they're also a lot more expensive. And I'd say the only bad thing about this generator is the weight. It's 200 pounds, which, you know, it's to be expected for something this size. It does have wheels on it, and it has a handle over here. So it's not bad moving around when you're on a flat surface, but if you're going up any kind of incline, it kind of sucks. And if you're trying to get out of the bed of a truck, it sucks even worse. So definitely get somebody to help. Alright, so I'm going to take this thing outside and start it up and let it power a few things for a little bit. It's good to do that at least once a month. You know, these things don't do well when you let them sit for a year or two and then try and start them up and then expect them to still produce power. They may or may not be able to do it, but I'd rather do this every month and then find out if there's any kind of issues and know that ahead of time versus finding that out when the power goes out. So I'm going to go ahead and start this thing up and let it run. I'm going to plug in my heat gun, which is 1200 watts, and then my wife's hair dryer, which is just under 2000 watts. So the total output will be just around a little over 3000 watts. And when you're starting this thing on propane, it advises to put it at 75% choke with using the electric start, and if you're using recoil, do it at 100% choke. Sometimes I have a hard time finding that 75% choke spot. It's kind of finicky sometimes, but we'll see how it goes. You just turn the propane on. 75% choke. Turn the battery switch on, and then just go to start. We're about 4 or 5 feet away right now. This is about 20 to 25 feet away. So it's really not that bad. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and plug in the heat gun for 1200 watts. Volts, 16.8 hertz, and only 2 hours on the unit. Alright, the unit's been running for a few minutes at 1200 watts. So now I'm going to plug in my wife's hair dryer, and it'll increase it up to around 3000 wattage total. So as you can see, it handled it pretty nice. So this is inside my house with the generator running, and it's sitting around 42 decibels. And right here where we're at, we're about 50 feet away from the generator itself. So again, it's not bad at all. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start shutting off the heat gun and the hair dryer, and then I'll go ahead and shut the unit itself off.